baby. All right, so let's talk about the 10 traits of a winner. Number one, positive self-awareness. Positive self-awareness. Positive self-awareness means that you see yourself clearly, your strengths, your blind spots, your patterns, your potential. It's not self-criticism, to be clear. It's not self-criticism, it is self-honesty. You don't hide from your weakness. You identify them so you can grow and build on them. They know what makes them hesitate, what triggers avoidance, what fuels them. Awareness isn't about judgment, it's taking that ownership, right? You can't improve something that you're lying about. Like, this is such a truthful game to yourself. And most people just won't admit where they actually are in this business, right? They say they're working hard. They say they're so broke, but they're working hard, but their calendar says otherwise. Winners look at the mirror and tell the truth. Awareness is power, not punishment. That moment you become honest with yourself, you give yourself the authority to change. So write it down. Where am I lying to myself in my business right now? And you may not be able to keep up with me as I do this, but just you have the recording. So write it down. In this section, positive self-awareness, where am I lying to myself in my business right now? And that's going to be your first one. All right. Number two, positive self-esteem. Self-esteem is the deep belief that you are worthy of success, worthy of abundance, worthy of winning. People with high self-esteem do not shrink themselves to fit the room. They walk in knowing that they add value. They don't need validation to take that action. They don't need validation to show up in the Mac room or the work room and give value. They're just like, hey, I have this idea for a call. I'm going to go do it. Okay. They don't negotiate with themselves about whether they deserve the win. They assume they do because they show up, they serve, and they put the work in. You'll never out earn your self-worth, ever. If you think you are worth 5K a month, you'll find a way to prove that to yourself. You have to build that eternal thermostat. The Power of One More by Ed Mylett. That's a great book too if you struggle with that. But confidence is built by keeping those promises to yourself. They're small, consistent promises. When you do what you said you would, right? Your brain starts believing you're someone who follows through. Just like Christina was like, I can just run my race in my hometown. It's fine. We got football. I was like, you're missing the point. You're missing it. Like, the point is that you promised yourself that you were going to go to this race and run it. And she did, like a boss. All right, so keep those micro promises. Finish your dial block. Send that follow up. Get the training done. Confidence compounds from integrity. So write down what promises you know that you're breaking to yourself. And if you don't know, I challenge you to truly think about it after this call. All right, number three, positive self-control. It's funny that all of these kind of sound the same, but like if you truly listen, they all have little tweaks. So like self-control is your ability to steer your emotions instead of letting them steer you and sidetrack you. Those winners don't let frustration, fear, or discomfort change their behavior. They master their reactions. They master their schedule. They master their habits. They don't wait for the perfect mood to take action, to be inspired to dial. God, who is ever inspired to dial? They create that stability inside of themselves so the outside world can't derail them. This is emotional regulation, the core of like peak performance. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, and doing it long enough to get those results because you are not your emotions. You can feel fear and still move, right? Self-control is what's going to keep you from being a prisoner of your feelings. So don't let a bad day ruin your day. Okay, control your controllables, attitude, tone, consistency. But I want you to write down something. Write down what you know throws you off your game. Is it when you get a no-show? Is it when somebody hangs up on you? Is it when a certain agent texts you? Like, what is it? And then work on homework of what you're going to do. So, for example, When I feel frustrated, I will take 10 seconds to pause, breathe, and continue according to my plan, not my mood. If you get a hang up and that's the type of thing that completely derails you, you're going to just 10 seconds, right? Rude people. If you let that emotions control you, the next dial, you're going to be still reacting to that rude person. And this nice person can be like a sweet Aunt Betty, and she's just looking for help, and you're like going in because your emotions aren't in your self-control. Okay, positive, number 4, positive self-motivation. Motivation is like the dumbest thing to rely on. If you only do work when you feel like it, you'll be broke 90% of the time. Motivation fades, but that purpose fuels. Okay, motivation fades, but your purpose fuels. When you connect what you're doing and what you're becoming, the fire is never going to go away. If you need to correlate that to motivation, that's what it is. Your why is what fuels your what. Remember who's watching: your kids, your team, your agency, your future self. Your future self is watching you. That's why we don't break promises to ourselves, because our future self will be like, well, I didn't do it before. Okay. So I challenge you to think about your why. And is it a true why? Is it big enough? And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down next to your computer what it is. And then I also want you to write down, I quit on blank because blank. I quit on showing my kids what was possible because I got hung up on. I quit on getting out of debt because Betty was rude to me. It's going to make everything seem a whole lot smaller. Make that why big enough. All right, number 5, positive self-expectancy. What is self-expectancy? Self-expectancy is that belief that good things are coming because you're doing the right things. You're just going to expect it. It's not wishful thinking. It's the confidence grounded in preparation, okay? Ooh, what we got there? Is that only my board that's showing up like that?
No, it's he somehow started screen sharing.
Oh, Andre, let's stop that. Okay, thank you. All right. So it's not wishful thinking, it's confidence grounded in preparation. Okay, winners expect to succeed, not because they're lucky, but because they're aligned in effort, attitude, action. That trait changes your posture, your tone, your presence. Expectancy creates an energy that people are going to trust, whether it's your clients or whether it's your agents. Winners expect to win, losers hope to. Expectations change your behavior, and if you expect to succeed, you will show up differently. I plan, I prepare, I perform. Faith and fear both believe in a future that hasn't happened yet. The difference is which one you feed. You mean say that again? Faith and fear both believe in a future that hasn't happened yet. The difference is in which one you feed. So walk into every appointment expecting to help, not to be sold. Your clients will feel that certainty. So if this is your area of weakness, be truthful with yourself. I want today, your homework is you're gonna work on an affirmation list of what are you gonna say, so that way you expect what you're gonna win before you hop on an agency call, before you hop on a dial session. If you wanna be the best mama out there, okay, before those kids come off that bus, maybe you need to say some affirmations about how amazing of a mama you are, okay? All right, number 6, positive self-image. This one's so important. Your self-image is that mental picture you hold of who you are and what you're capable of. It's that identity that drives every single action. If your self-image is small, like your results are going to be small, right? Winners intentionally redesign how they see themselves. They don't identify as beginners, amateurs, or part-time believers. They see themselves as professionals, protectors, leaders, builders. How you identify yourself, if you guys haven't figured that out yet, that's your ceiling. That's why you want to be here, but you're identifying yourself as here. You're never going to get past it. You'll never outperform how you see yourself. If you see yourself as average, you subconsciously sabotage anything that contradicts that identity. Change the picture in your head. You are a professional who saves families from financial strain, not a beginner begging for a sale. So I want you guys, your homework on this one, if this is your struggle area, update your mental resume. Okay. I am a Bush Life agent and I protect what matters most and I build what's next and put it on a sticky note and put it next to your desk. Whatever you need to look at, whatever that's positive. I am Kelly Bush and I am an elite producer. I am Kelly Bush and I earn 5K weeks every week. Whatever it is. All right, number 7, positive self-direction. Self-direction is clarity, knowing what you want and where you're going. Winners don't wander. There's not that shiny penny syndrome going around. They don't wait for life just to hand them a path. They draw a map. They map out their contract level promotions, okay? They break their goals down into steps and their steps into daily actions. They run their day. They wake up knowing exactly what their day is going to be, right? They run their day instead of letting their day run them. And this trait isn't about attention. It's not about intention. It's about intensity. When you know the direction, your decision becomes simple. You don't have to think about your day. You know exactly what you're going to do. You can't hit a target that you don't aim at. If your goals are vague, your results are going to be too. Clarity creates that peace. When you know exactly what you're working toward, your energy gets focused instead of scattered. So if you're struggling with this, set your weekly targets. How many families? How many dials? How much APV? Write it down and let your calendar match it. And back up to the other traits of we don't break promises to ourselves, right? If you're 500 dials, do not break that promise to yourself. I don't care if it is 8 p.m., you go buy some Alaska leads and you go and dial. Do not break a promise to yourself because winners don't break promises to themselves. All right, positive self-discipline. Self-discipline is the commitment, is doing what's required, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's 9 p.m. on a Friday and you haven't hit your dials and you're dialing in Alaska. It's that muscle of keeping promises when nobody's watching. Winners rely on like systems, not moods. It's not, I'm going to wake up and see if I'm in the mood to dial today. Okay, they understand that discipline is freedom because the freedom to grow, to compound, to win, this trait turns into potential, into actual progress. It's where your dream gets to stop being a dream and it just starts being math. Because God, I love it when it's just math. It's simple. It's black and white. It's just math. Consistency is not sexy, but Lord, it is undefeated. Okay. You don't need intense skill. You just need those reps, just those repetition. Because the discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. And the more you cross that bridge, the more natural it feels and the easier it gets. So your homework for this one, have your non-negotiables. Jordan Hunt calls this his 3 C's, right? What are your 3 constant commitments to hit every day, no matter what? Write them down. He likes to do his in business, like personal development and, what is it? It's business, mindset, and like life, like activity, like lifestyle. Write down those 3 C's. All right, positive self-dimension. I had to listen to this chapter again. Self-dimension is the understanding that you are more than your work. This is Kelly's weakness all day long, okay? Winners live with depth. They cultivate the relationships, health, joy, spiritual, grounding, purpose outside of this business. I'm an Enneagram 3, and so leaderboards fuel my soul, right? Because that's what brings me peace, and it's my area that I'm working on. So winners know success without peace isn't real success. I can be on those leaderboards all day long, but if I don't have peace, it don't matter. This trait keeps your foundation solid so you can sustain growth, so you don't get, quote, burn out. When your life is aligned, your performance rises. Winning one area of life at the expense of another isn't winning. It's just trading your problems, right? You're designed for harmony. I love it when Meredith says that. harmony, not just hustle. We have hustle, but it's not hustle alone. So if you don't have like success without peace isn't success. So if you struggle with this, I'm going to give you an example, but go sit in this because maybe it doesn't look like this, could look like other things, but protect your, like for me, it's going to be, I will write down 3 things every evening that I'm grateful for outside of this business. So what are 3 things I'm grateful for? Like relationship, health, experiences, personal growth outside of this business. Because if you're not growing yourself outside of this business, no matter how much you win here, it doesn't matter. All right, last one. 10. Oh God, I'm so long on time. I'm sorry, guys. Positive self-projection. Self-projection is the energy you carry into the world. Winners project confidence, enthusiasm, certainty, hope. They communicate possibility. People don't just hear them, right? You guys feel those winners. You feel those leaders that have that self-esteem. They're the ones that like speak into your soul, right? This trait makes others believe in you, trust you, follow you. Your projection is your personal brand in motion. So your energy says, I win. People respond accordingly. The energy you bring is the energy you sell. Clients buy certainty, right? We talked about this the last time I was on here. You can't be slumped over, low tone, and expect them to trust you with your family. You can expect on an interview that if you don't come alive, that they're going to want to join your agency because enthusiasm is contagious. 90% of sales is enthusiasm, and interviews are sales. Coaching calls are sales. Being on Zoom is sales. When you believe in what you're saying, people feel it before they even process it. All right, so here's some homework before I close it out. I'm so sorry, I'm long on time. Which of the 10, I want you guys to go through these 10 traits. Oh, look, it shows my thumb. I want you to go through these 10 traits and mark which ones you already do well. We're honest with ourselves, right? Mark which ones you do well. Own it. Be proud of it. Be like, I do this really well. I'll come back to it later to get it even better. Which one are your weakest links? Again, be truthful with yourself and one daily action that you're going to start doing for those weaknesses. And I encourage you guys to share it. Like in the group, go share it. In GroupMe, go share it. Because what you are writing down or will write down, the one trait you want to grow, that it's not just on paper, it is your next breakthrough. Like that's how you're going to get over that brick wall. That's how you're going to get through your ceiling because winning it doesn't happen in giant leaps. I wish it did. It would be so gratifying, but it's those teeny tiny intentional decisions. The way you talk to yourself, the way you show up when it's not convenient, the way you keep a promise no one else can see. Most people lose because they ignore the inner game in here. They try and outwork the fear, out-hustle the doubt, or wait until they feel ready. Okay, winners don't wait. Winners don't wait. They build themselves first, and then the results have no choice but to follow. Master this thinking, and it becomes math, and math becomes easy. Master your emotions. The actions become automatic. And then this business isn't so hard like you're making it out to be. Master your identity, and the success becomes inevitable. Think like a winner longer than you think like a loser. That is my biggest challenge for you. And your whole life will start to shift. So let's go win our week. And that's all I got.
That's all you got, Kelly?
Good job, Kelly.
Thanks, guys.
That's all she's got.
Hey, before the
Rooms open.
400,
Hold on real quick.
before the
Before you
400
guys
people,
jump out,